Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is going to be our Champions League draw. Yes, it is. But it's also going to be a reaction to some breaking news in the transfer world around Manchester United and their left back signing. It will be Reguilón. It will not be Cucurella. I suppose... I mean, this is Manchester United. This summer is a steaming turd. That's what it is. So I'm not shocked that the player that we want, we're not getting. The bottom line is it's a financial choice. It's because apparently he played in the Carabao Cup yesterday. But that's a shocking decision. That is a shocking decision. I mean, you can blame Chelsea for playing Cucurella last night, but it doesn't even make any sense. So apparently some people agree with this and are saying, well, you can't blame Murta for this. We're talking about a footballer here. We're talking about a different type of footballer with a different type of talent. People are actually justifying this as making sense. This is like going for, a Weghorst over a Garlo. It's like going for... I mean, ultimately, Ten Hag wanted Cucurella. And we've decided to go for Reguilón. Because Cucurella's a little bit more expensive and he played in a game yesterday. It doesn't even make an impact on us. All it is if we send Cucurella back to Chelsea in January, because he's already had a loan, he won't be able to go on loan again. Well, that's got nothing to do with us. It's ridiculous from Manchester United. Now, this will be a Champions League draw at 5 o'clock, but we're also busy with the United Stand stuff here, so we're just talking about Reguilón to Manchester United. Look, Reguilón's better than Brandon Williams. There's no doubt. But I dare you to check his injury proneness, says David. Oh, David, what are you doing to me? Let me have a look at this. This could be incredible. So Reguilón's injury history. Oh my Christ. In the last 2 years, groin strain, hamstring injury, muscle injury, sprained ankle, 67 days with an injury which kept him out at the start of last season, 2 months last season. Bloody hell. We're a fucking joke. We're an absolute joke. We are an absolute joke. You go to the shop and you want to buy a bloody car and you come back with a go-kart. It's just incredible how bad we are. And you know what as well? Beyond all of this, because there'll be people out there saying, even if we get Cucurella, it's not massively exciting. I'm with you. We've literally spent since last Saturday to Thursday on a backup left back. That's what United have been doing for 5 days. A backup left back for 5 days. Since Saturday, we've been working on a backup left back. 5 days to end up with Reguilón. You could have got him in 5 minutes. He's shit. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. And you've took 5 days to do this. I mean, if you'd got your arse into gear, we'd have got Cucurella. He wouldn't have played last night if you'd have done the deal on Monday. There's 24 hours left on the transfer window and you've been pissing around for 5 days for a backup left back. It's incredible. Look. You know what? There's actually pro-Murta trolls on Twitter. I've blocked about 20 accounts today because they've been calling me negative. They've been calling me negative and saying it's not all that bad. We're doing some good stuff. I'm like, they've actually got, and why wouldn't they? Murta's actually got bots out there protecting him. I mean, it's incredible that I'm being called negative. I've never known a summer transfer window like it, and I've seen bloody loads of bad ones. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. I saw that quote about Erik Ten Hag saying that it's really important that he gets a holding midfielder in for what he wants to do this season. I think it was in the Telegraph with James Ducker. And I thought, hold on a minute. It's game 4 on Sunday. It's not pre-season, it's game 4. And we're putting out spin about Ten Hag really wants a holding midfielder because it's really important for the way he wants to play. We played 3 bloody games. Season started nearly a month ago, lads. What are you putting stories out about Ten Hag wants a holding midfielder? We've started the bloody season. It started. It's incredible. It's incredible. Mohammed says, I hope we get Bayern. Get your thoughts in. Do you think if Qatar buys us today, they can bring in transfers tomorrow? Says Brandon. I wish it worked like that. Please explain why we wouldn't be better off with Alvaro Fernandez and Delo covering left back. I agree, Mario. I said that at the start of the week. Completely agree with you. Mark, do you not find it generally sickening and infuriating that we're reduced to loan signings? Hashim, look, I've been doing this show for years. We've been doing these live shows for years. Honestly, I feel tight-chested. I've got a headache. I just want to go to sleep. I feel, and the only thing that's doing that to me is Manchester United. Everything else is fantastic. You know, I feel, you know, there's so much to be positive about away from Manchester United. They are an absolute emotional drain. I am drained with them. I feel like I'm not a violent person. I feel like punching a wall. I'm so wound up and frustrated with how bad we are. You know, Pep Guardiola's a better coach than Ten Hag, fact. Man City have got a better squad than Man United, fact. They've got better owners than Man United, fact. They're better sellers and buyers than Man United, fact. They've had a better summer transfer window than us, fact. I mean, end of story. That's just a short story on why United is shit and we've got no chance. You could replace, and the funny thing is, you could replace everything I've just said about Man City with Arsenal and Liverpool and Newcastle and Chelsea. And that's what scares me. But we're Man United. We should be competing with Man City. I don't give a toss about second or third or fourth. I'm tired of it. Glazers have sunk this club to the lowest as everything carpet. We're an embarrassment. You know what? I've not looked at my phone for about 2 hours. I've got Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans and even Aston Villa fans messaging me, laughing. Just laughing. Like, there's a Villa fan who messaged me, who's a mate, and said, what are you doing? Our summer transfer window has been way better than yours. Laugh emoji. And I'm like, what do you reply to with that? You can't even defend your club anymore. Those who truly think that it's not that bad are delusional. United are becoming a joke and they're getting hard to defend, says Kyle. Well, look, Reguilón is about to becoming a Man United player. We're not getting Cucurella now. I was quite positive about Cucurella. I like Cucurella. I don't like Reguilón. I think he's shit defensively. He's all right going forward, but defensively he's crap. I don't like the Reguilón signing at all. I'll be absolutely honest. And it's a loan deal anyway. So, you know, say what you think. We're going to talk about the Champions League in a minute. In relation to Mabry and Fernandez staying, be careful of the spin. I really like Mabry and I really like Fernandez. But like the plan was to sell Maguire and we're keeping him, like the plan was to sell McTominay and we're keeping him, the plan was to loan Mabry and Fernandez. They're staying. So be careful of the positive spin here that young players are going to be given a chance. Ten Hag wanted to loan Mabry and Fernandez. He's not loaning them because he hasn't got a squad. So he's keeping them now. So as much as we want to see Mabry and Fernandez playing, they're only playing because of the shit transfer window that we've got. The real plan was to send them on loan. So, you know, that's not good for Mabry and that's not good for Fernandez if they play less than 200 minutes this season and sit on the bench and play for the under-23s. That's not good for them when they should be playing first-team football. So everything's just all over the place at the moment. We seem to be Liverpool's scouting team, says Kyle. Thank you very much. Such a joke. We can't even take someone on a one-year loan, says Seb. Mate, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's incredible. Pellistri will stay at Man United in the transfer window after Erik ten Hag made the decision to keep him as well. That's from The Athletic. I'm not surprised. Pellistri, Mabry, Fernandez were all meant to be going on loan and they're all staying now because Ten Hag's summer has been a shit show. So he's just keeping players for squad depth. It might be good. It might be bad because they might not get the development they need. You think about... Look, this is a very serious point. People will be excited about Mabry and Fernandez and Pellistri playing, but will they play? This is what happened to Elanga. He was a promising player who we kept for too long and didn't loan out. And then he didn't develop. You want to be what Ahmad was last year. You want those players out on loan playing first-team football. And now they're staying because Murta and Arnold have fucked up the transfer window, to be honest with you. Who would you like in the group stage, says Football 70. I've got to be honest, I need to get into the Champions League draw mindset because at the moment, I just feel absolutely deflated. I know, I feel like a lilo that's had a hedgehog lying on it. I feel horrible. In a footballing sense, I just feel, you know, it's probably the lowest I've felt around Man United for a long time. I just feel absolutely devastated by where we are as a football club. They've drained the life out of me. They really have. I'll never walk away from this club because that's not what support is. You don't walk away from your club, but I feel sick to the stomach. I really don't feel... I feel ill. I feel ill in relation to Man United. They've absolutely deflated me, like I said. If I ever hear the term Murder Madness again, if I never hear it again, I'll have lived a happy life, says James. Mate, they're absolute chancers. They are absolute jokers. If they turned up at my door and tried to sell me anything, I'd throw a bucket of water over their head. We Liverpool fans can't laugh at you, Mark. To be honest, we go for Concedo and end up with Endo. But Nathan, you've had a better transfer window than us. Son says, this is a joke. We can't even get a backup left back from Chelsea. Now we're looking at a third choice from Spurs. There's a reason we don't win Premier Leagues. It's a great point. Son. If you want the latest of what's happening with Manchester United, we spent the last few days trying to get Cucurella, and we've now decided to go for Reguilon. David Ornstein is saying that Manchester United's decision to sign Reguilon over Cucurella was made for footballing and financial reasons, with the hope being that Reguilon can be joined by Amrabat before Friday's deadline. It wasn't made for footballing reasons. You know, David Ornstein's a fantastic journalist, and he'll say what he's told to say in relation to what Man United are putting out there. It wasn't made for footballing reasons. It was made for financial reasons. Man United want to be able to send the player back in January, and Chelsea don't want Cucurella back in January because they can't loan him out again. So they wanted a 1-year loan. United can't afford a 1-year loan. So that's why United want Reguilon, because they can send him back in January. That's a financial decision. It's not a football decision. Call it for what it is. You know what? I'm past... I respect David Ornstein. He's a fantastic journalist and he'll report what he's told to do. But the reality is that's a financial decision. It's not a footballing decision. It's not a footballing decision at all. If it was a footballing decision, you go for Cucurella because he's the better player. And what football club in their right mind takes some shit left back from Spurs on loan for half a season to send him back in January? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's a financial decision. That's Man United. We're not a football club. We're a financial institution, and we're a very bad one at that. Samuel Lucas says Man United have switched attention to Reguilon despite Cucurella being the preferred choice. United want an option to terminate a loan in January, and Cucurella can't have his loan terminated in January because he can't be loaned out again. So it's a financial decision. Like, don't be a prat. Don't be a prat. It's a financial decision. Are we screwed, Mark? So Man United are now bringing players in to play for United on the basis of whether they can send them back in January. It makes you want to cry. It makes you want to cry. Ten Hag wants Cucurella because he's the better left back. United have said, no, we're going for Reguilon so we can send him back in January and save a bit of money. Oh my Christ. Oh my Christ. We are now bringing players into the club based on them being cheaper. It's incredibly incompetent. Don't swallow the spin. This is a football club that had a PR package to bring Mason Greenwood back and changed it because of outrage. They are liars. They are spinners. They are absolutely incompetent. I'm not saying Cucurella was going to be a success, but he's way better player than Reguilon. How have we ended up with a Spurs reject? He's weak defensively, Bojan. He's very weak defensively. But, I mean, are we supposed to get excited about this? Are we supposed to be excited that we're bringing in a Spurs reject as a left-back? We're Manchester United, for Christ's sake. We're acting like Stoke. We're acting like Stoke. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We may as well be fucking Stoke. And I just cannot believe this. Surprised it's taken this long for a club to go in for Palhinha. Would have liked to see him next to Casemiro. Jude, Man United can't buy a bloody meal deal. How are they going to buy Palhinha? It's not that people think Arnold and Murta are doing a good job. Just sick of the constant moaning. We love the channel. Just sometimes can be draining, says Philip. Well, Philip, you know where the door is. Get your coat and go. The great thing about YouTube, it's free. You don't have to watch it. I don't care if you're sick of the moaning. It's a reflection of how I feel. If you don't feel like that, get your swimming trunks on and go for a swim in a puddle. I couldn't give a shit. If you're feeling positive, get out there and have a party. It matters to me. It matters to a lot of other people. My football club is an embarrassment. I look forward to Manchester United playing. All through the summer, I look forward to the start of the season. We're at the start of the season and the season's in the fucking mud. We're being run like a bloody circus with clowns running around with makeup and big bloody shoes on. If you think that's moaning, I'm sorry. It's because of people like you that things don't get done. You're a bloody sheep. I'm sorry, Philip, but you are. If you think this is a situation where we should just sit around and put a smile on our face, the club's a bloody joke, mate. We used to be the Bayern Munich of England. We used to be the Real Madrid of England. We used to be the PSG of England. We used to be the Celtic of England. We are now the Stoke City of fucking England because we are being run like Stoke City. If you think that's moaning, I think you're very much confusing the word moan with reality bite. And it's biting you on the arse, Philip. It's reality. If you're not angry and frustrated with the way this club's being run, I don't think you really support the club. We've got a left back that Ten Hag wants. And United have said, no, we're not having him because we can't send him back in January. I mean, what's an amazing faith that is in your manager. Yeah, we're not going to get Cucurella because what if we want to send him back in January? But I don't want to send him back in January. I want him here for the whole year. We can't afford that. We can't afford that. We only want him for 4 months. Incredible. How much of this is Ten Hag's fault? Lying in press conference, saying the squad is good when he's going to call him out like past managers have. So Stuart, wow, you're speaking to the wrong person on Ten Hag. You know, I'm not going to call him out. United and the rest of the Premier League are having a divorce and we're getting the cat whilst they're getting the kids, says. Where do you think United will place in the Champions League, says Ronan. We need to start focusing on that. Our love for Manchester United has become like one with the toxic ex who you keep going back to thinking they might change, but never do. I'm exhausted, says Dowell. United need a new massive overhaul, says JD. Glazers just buried our team. Murta and Arnold are absolute prats. Anybody who's got any sympathy for Murta and Arnold is an absolute turbo prat. They are absolutely up to their neck in Glazers. They are facilitators and make terrible decisions themselves. Pure pain. Football is supposed to be a venue to get out of the stress. United under the Glazers and this board bring more stress than real life, says Daniel. How anybody could not want Qatar to own United, which is the only other option, because actually, what's his face? Radcliffe is more of the Glazers. Radcliffe is more of Arnold. Radcliffe is more of Murta. How anybody could not want Qatar after this summer is incredible. I cannot believe that people wouldn't want Qatar now. I mean, I don't know why he didn't want them before the summer, but after this summer, I can't believe it. May as well get me at left back. I'll play for free and we'll do a better job than Reguilon, says Kai. I mean, look, last week we were linked to Bertrand, weren't we? But look, let's get focused on the Champions League. This is the live Champions League draw. I'm just about to get the Champions League pots up for you, but Man United are in. I believe Manchester United are in plot. We're in pot B. So pot two, pot A, pot two. So Manchester United are in pot 2. We've got Real Madrid, Inter, Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, Leipzig, Porto and Arsenal. So we can't play any of those teams. From pot A, you've got Man City. We can't play them because they're English. Sevilla, we could play them. Barcelona, we could play them. Napoli, we could play them. Bayern Munich, we could play them. PSG, we could play them. Benfica or Feyenoord. Personally, I've seen a few people saying it in the chat. I hope we get Bayern Munich, Napoli, PSG, Barcelona. One of those. I would love... I want us to play the best. I don't want us to scam our way through on some team that's, I want us to get a tough draw. I want it to be interesting. For me, the Champions League is about playing good teams. We've just had a year in the Europa League where you play absolute shite. I want to play good teams. Mark, similar age to yourself, and to see the gradual decline of United over the past decade or more is very depressing and an affront to our history, says Gareth Morgan. Thank you, Gareth. Glazers are the greediest gremlins alive. Murta and Arnold are just their stooges, letting down Ten Hag big time, says him. So yeah, let me know in the chat what you would like from this Champions League draw. Who do you want? Let me just tweet this out. There we go. Lots of people tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We have got an 8 o'clock show tonight. I just want the transfer window to close. I don't want to tell you what I was told a couple of hours ago. I mean, the way I feel, I just feel so deflated at the moment. I almost You know me, I normally will tell you, but I just don't want to add to everybody else's depression, really. I don't want to tell you, but I probably will tell you if you want me to, but it's not great. It's not great. What about the rest of the pots? Who else can we get? So ideally, I would like Bayern Munich out of pot 1. In pot 3, you've got Shakhtar, Salzburg, Milan, Braga, PSV, Lazio, Friendsveda and Copenhagen. I would like Milan. And in pot 4, you've got Young Boys, Sociedad, Galatasaray, Celtic, Newcastle, Berlin, Antwerp and Lens. I mean, I don't think the Champions League looks that good, you know. I think pot 3 and pot 4 look pretty shit, if I'm being honest with you. Celtic or Galatasaray, I wouldn't mind. I don't really want a Spanish club again. I don't want a Spanish club at all. I don't want Barcelona because we played them last year. And we just seem to play Spanish clubs all the time. So I'd like to avoid Spanish clubs, if I'm being honest. But look, we'll see what we get. I just want a good team early, as with this squad, I don't see us going anywhere anyway, says Angry Brits. So the great clear out didn't happen, the takeover hasn't happened, and the great influx of talent didn't happen either. What a joke of a club we are, says Kia. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people saying, can you tell us? Right, okay, well, I was speaking to somebody pretty close to United this afternoon. We were talking, basically I wanted to find out what's going on in the transfer window. I didn't know about this Reguilón thing. They actually said to me it's looking like Cucurella, so it's obviously changed very, very quickly. Basically what they said is in relation to how the club feel towards the fans, couldn't give a shit. They don't care. They won't take any interest. They'll do what they want. They've ridden out the Arnold thing. They've ridden out the Sale thing. They've ridden out not selling players. They've ridden out rejecting the McTominay deal. They've ridden out keeping Maguire. They don't care. They know the fans can't touch them. They're not bothered about what the fans think. The second thing I was told, and probably the more significant thing, was that United are purposely waiting to do Amrabat tomorrow. They're waiting to do Amrabat tomorrow because they know if they did it yesterday or today, people would be like, there's plenty more time to do more deals. They're purposely waiting to do the Amrabat deal tomorrow, so that can be the final day signing, which gives the fans some positivity. Obviously, Amrabat could have been done last week, 2 weeks, yesterday, today, but they're purposely waiting to do Amrabat tomorrow, and they probably keep Amrabat back until about 5 o'clock because they're keeping it back so that there's no time to do anything else, because that's the only deal they're going to do. I was also told they could still sell Maguire, they could still sell McTominay, but they know that they're not good enough at sales to do it, so they'll be keeping them. Effectively, I was told Amrabat will be the only incoming between now and the end of the transfer window, and they're purposely pushing it back because they know Fiorentina can't sell him to anybody else. They know Amrabat doesn't want to go anywhere else, and they know they can do that deal whenever they want. So it's United who are purposely pushing that deal back as late as they can so that they can go, that's the deal we've been working on. So there we go. Don't expect anything else other than Reguilón and Amrabat incoming. Celtic under Ange played better football against Real Madrid than Man United did against lesser teams with way more expensive players. It shows the levels, says Harris. And Mark, you're a legend, mate. Keep up all the good work for the club and ignore all the hate. You have 1,000 more fans than noisy haters, says Chaz. Thanks for your super chat there. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, we're awaiting the draw. In relation to the Champions League draw, I will give it you as it comes out. But obviously, we have been here before. There will be, there's a bloody piano there at the moment. I think Alexis Sanchez is going to come out. I've got to wait for Ranieri to come out, I presume, as well. But is that Nicole Schweisinger? No. Anyway, they'll do some sort of award in between each bit. Like they'll have FIFA Women's Player of the Year, FIFA Men's Player of the Year, and all that stuff. So it will be about an hour, I think. You heard it here first. United will get Bayern, AC Milan, and Galatasaray. I would love that, Luke. I'd love that. You know what? We've had such a terrible transfer window. I'm over the moon we've got Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday, and I hope we get the hardest draw available, because at least we can get some bloody excitement. You know, I do not want the easy draw. I want us to have some tough games, and then we can really see what we're all about. The Inquisition says, I mean, typical United. I shouldn't be disappointed at this point, but I just can't help it. There we go. And I seriously wish all the fans unite and throw these parasites out the club. I guess Italian league show more empathy than English clubs, says Akil. And Mark, what are your thoughts on the England squad that's been announced today? Connor, do not. My blood pressure is already sky high. Stop trying to add to it. I don't see Liverpool in any of the pots, says Adrian. Yeah, you know what? Even I was thinking that. Where are Liverpool? Graham Macaulay, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, well, look, in relation to the England team that's been called up, obviously Harry Maguire is in it. All I can do is say, even as a Man United fan, I think that's bloody disgusting. The guy's a joke. Refusing to leave and play football and still gets picked for his national team. What sort of message does that send out to young kids? You can refuse to leave a football club and play football, but still get picked for England. Absolute terrible, terrible message. But there's also a guy who's basically retired and thrown his rainbow laces away to go and play in Saudi Arabia, and he's still been picked by England as well. Calvin Phillips has not played for Man City. He's been picked for England as well. So, Maguire's not the only one. He's not the only one. There are 2 or 3 others in that squad. I feel that Ward-Prowse and Raheem Sterling are 2 informed players who are English and should be walking into that team, and they've not been picked. So, incompetence, corruption, favouritism, nepotism, whatever you want to call it, it's rife in football. It's rife in English football. United won't sign anyone until the month ends. They're skint, says Manchild. Who have we sent over to represent us at this draw? Is it Fred the Red? Says Sean Thornton. And would love to see Brighton in one of the pots next year, says Adrian. Well, the question is, do you think United will be in the draw next year based on where we are this year? And if we sign Amrabat, doesn't that mean we could lose him and Onana to the AFCON, says Deante. We've signed Onana, and he's as soon as we signed Onana, and he had retired from international football. We sign Onana, and he's back in the squad. He's back in his national team squad, so he will be missing for a month in January. And I presume the same will happen with Amrabat as well. So when you look at the summer transfer window, we've bought a Mason Mount upgrade, a 20-year-old striker, and 2 players that will miss a month of the season if we get Amrabat. It's incredible. I think Wan-Bissaka should have been called up. Yes, Arturo. I will tell you the minute the draw starts, by the way. The programme's on, but they've not started the draw yet. Southgate's another Ollie favourite, FC, says Seb. And will the sale heat up after the window, Mark, or is it over, says Ray? Look, there will be a sale of Manchester United. I believe there will be a sale of Manchester United. But when that sale will happen, I don't know. Is the cold half truth. With regards to that, I genuinely just don't know when it will happen. I wish I could tell you that. I really, really do. But I don't. I don't know. Yeah. Would you like to see us get Arsenal? Well, you can't get any Premier League clubs. So we don't even need to address that because you can't get Champions League. You can't play. You can't play English clubs in the group stage, so we won't be getting any of those. Jimmy, I want a hard group. Yeah, I'm just looking at you lot at the moment because it's Man City on the TV at the moment winning the trophy, and I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. Makes me want to throw up. So yeah, don't want to look at that one. I'd love Man United to get Bayern Munich. Yeah, I'd love United to get Bayern Munich. I think that would be fantastic. But I get, you know what? Honestly, I'm not reverse jinxing this or anything like that. I genuinely think United will probably end up with quite an easy group. I'm looking at it and I'm going, we'll probably get Feyenoord from group pot 1. We'll probably get Copenhagen from pot 2 and pot 3, and we'll probably get Young Boys from pot 4. My mate Harry needs more game time, says Gareth Southgate. Can you imagine after the window we've got the 10 same players last game from last season? In fact, no Shaw, only Onana, says Siraj. And thank you very much for that. V has gifted a membership. Would love to, and thank you very much for everyone who's tuning in. We're getting very close to the draw. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, by the way. This is just pure escapism from reality at the moment, isn't it, in relation to what's going on with United? Loads of young boys jokes. don't worry, school's back next week. If you're laughing at jokes like that, I mean, we literally got drawn against young boys years ago. It wasn't that funny then. It's never been funny, and it's really not funny now. But, you know, I suppose it says a lot about the people who think it's funny. But, one, I'm not in a very funny mood, and two, I don't find that sort of stuff funny anyway. I think it's very, very basic, and we're better than that. Right, it looks like the draw might be starting here. Let's wait and see. Sky is saying that it's thought a deal for Reguilon gives Man United the best chance to strike a deal with Fiorentina for Amrabat. So it's all about, it's not footballing reasons at all. It's financial reasons, isn't it? We are that broke that we've had to go cheap on Reguilon to be able to afford Amrabat. Omar says, I feel for Mount, Amrabat, our new backup goalkeeper, even Reguilon, because they don't deserve to be associated with this board's decision-making. I hope they perform despite the conditions they were brought into. Dreadful window, says Omar. I'm surprised Amrabat isn't furious with how long they've been doing this transfer around. Can't even get back our manager and get Cucurella, says Sam. I'm waiting to see Arnold's head pop up on the screen at the draw when he's supposed to be doing transfers, says Sean. And hope you're well, Mark. Why do you never attend United games and just watch from home? Guess says 730. Because I know you're trying to be a troll, so I will give you an answer that's going to sit you down. Basically, because I've been doing watch-alongs for a few years now, and we literally get hundreds of thousands of people watching. It's my job, and I could not do it and go and watch a game, and I will do that, and I have done that before, but thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people watch the watch along, and I enjoy doing it, so that's why I do it. It amazes me that it bothers people like you so much what I do with my life. Maybe live your own life, get in your own lane, and do what makes you happy, and don't spend time judging or worrying about what other people do. The only slight positive is lack of spending usually means selling the club. It happened with Newcastle and Sunderland, and I think City, says Shahan. Well, they are selling the club. They are selling the club. It's just, when are they going to sell the club? We can't have United. Yeah. I think a lot of... Yeah, okay. We better get Amrabat at least, because this is embarrassing, says Pedro. Mate, Amrabat's not going to change this transfer window from being embarrassing. If you think getting Amrabat tomorrow is something to cheer about, you're a fool. You're why the Glazers and Richard Arnold and John Murtaugh are in a job. If you're going to be dancing around tomorrow because we brought Amrabat in, you're an idiot. That's why they survive. They're purposely waiting to do Amrabat tomorrow so that they can end the transfer window with a positive and psychologically make you think we had a good window. I was told that this afternoon. They've been sitting on this Amrabat deal for weeks. They're purposely doing it tomorrow at the end so that the last memory you have of that window is we bought somebody, we finally got Amrabat. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose so that you psychologically think we've had a good window. They could have bought Amrabat 6 weeks ago, and they know what would happen. There'd be loads and loads of outcry as to why we haven't done other stuff. They've messed our season up. They've let us play 3 games without Amrabat purposely to buy him tomorrow and end the window on a positive. It's just always PR spin and manipulation. 1 year anniversary, you're a legend, says Marcus. Thank you very much. So Haaland wins Player of the Year, but he comes second in the Young Player of the Year. I'm confused by the logic in that, Mark. I'm not even watching, mate. I'm just waiting for the draw. Here's Ranieri. He's there. Ranieri's arrived. It's not the real Ranieri. He just looks like him. We love your watch-alongs, mate. Forget the haters, says Legendary Baldy. And as we probably will only get Amrabat and Reguilon and McTominay and Maguire are staying, we should back them and hope they do well, says Emlyn. Mate, I don't think anybody has said that they don't back Reguilon or Amrabat or Rasmus or Anana or Maguire or McTominay. I don't think there's any fan that doesn't want a player to do well in a Man United shirt. But it doesn't mean you can't call them out for what they are. Unambitious, greedy people who should be playing elsewhere in relation to Maguire and McTominay. Yeah, they should be moving. They should be gone somewhere else. We better get Amrabat at least one. This is embarrassing, says Pedro. I think I've done that. Liam says, I won't ever back Maguire. This window could have included McTominay and Maguire out for 60 million and Amrabat, Gravenberch and Todibo. What a mess of a window, says Liam. Absolutely. Look, well, this draw is hopefully about to start now, but remember, never forget that United turned down 60 million for Maguire and McTominay and are trying to, and can't afford Cucurella, so they're going to having to get Reguilon. David says they'll probably still miss the Amrabat deal up. They won't mess the Amrabat deal up because he refuses to play for Fiorentina, so he's effectively on strike. Do you think the Qatari takeover will happen before the January transfer window, says Rohan? I hope so, because at least we can buy players in January. But I don't know. I don't believe anything about the sale anymore. Mr. Incredible says, the Glazers are the only owners on the planet that we manipulate their own fan base and screw their own team manager for personal gain. Inbred Yeti says, time is our ally in the long run. The Glazers, this too shall pass. Hopefully in our lifetime. I hate the Glazers. Love you always. Thank you, pal. You probably answered this, Mark, but what would your ideal Champions League group be for United, says John Jordan. Well, just a reminder of the groups. Man United are in Group B. Pots. Man United are in Pot 2. So we can't get Real Madrid, we can't get Inter, we can't get Dortmund, we can't get Atletico Madrid, we can't get Porto. Obviously, we can't get Arsenal. But we can, from Pot 1, get Sevilla, Barcelona, Napoli, Bayern Munich, PSG, Benfica and Feyenoord. I would like Bayern Munich. I would love us, there'd be... In a world where it's really hard being a United fan at the moment and it's really depressing, there's nothing that would give me more satisfaction than United pulling out Bayern Munich. Because I'd be like, wow, Harry Kane, Bayern Munich, that'd be a great game, home and away. Pot 3, Milan would be a really good draw. Pot 4, Celtic or Galatasaray. But I'm not going to get the draw I want. There's an easy group there, of course, as well. Feyenoord's in Pot A. So anyone calling United's transfer market movement successful, please take a look across town. City have rebuilt a third of their squad, bought players around 230 million with a net spend of 50 million, says Radu. And assuming we sign Amrabat, will he play against Arsenal? Also, if Donny stays, do you see him being used, says Soham? I don't see how Amrabat can play against Arsenal. He's not had a pre-season. So no. Scott says, if we get Amrabat, do you think he'll play against Arsenal? Mate, Rasmus was ready to play last week against Forest and Ten Hag wouldn't do it. He's not had a pre-season, Amrabat, so how can he play against Arsenal? The draw is about to start here. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, click that button. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, and I will be live at 8 o'clock tonight. Every morning at 10 o'clock, get involved with the United Stand. Won't be a Qatar buyout. They've cleared debt payments, fixing financial player for 23-24, not being planned for based on club's activity. It says DD3. Newcastle, of course, are in this draw as well. So here we go. We're getting ready to move here. United will get Real Madrid. They can't get Real Madrid. We're in the same pot. Who will play left back on Sunday, Mark? I would say it'll be Delo. Simon? Yep. Would you like to get Napoli? Love it. I'd love to play Napoli. They're a very good team. Obviously, Osman's still there. Kvaratskhelia. I'd love to get Napoli. I'd love to get a nappy. No, I'd love Napoli. How do we do transfers is terrifying. Bruno wants to win. Casemiro wants to win. Rashford wants to win. They won't hang around forever, says Lee. And did you watch Feyenoord last night? Do you think they're an easy draw, says Bram? No, I'm not saying they're an easy draw, but I just think it's the easiest one from Pot A. Even United's embarrassing mind games, they assume we're still in the era where these will work, says Emily Derry. Just in relation to Manchester City, by the way, their net spend is 40 million quid. They've bought Vardiel for 90. They've bought Doku for 60. They've bought Nunez for 60. And they've bought Kovacic. And yet their net spend is 40 million quid. They've spent in excess of 200 million pounds, but their net spend is 40 million. United haven't even raised 40 million from sales yet. I wonder what the PR will be when Arsenal smashes 5-0 at the Emirates. I can see it coming. Glazers must have contacted Evra for sure to play at left back, says Akil. Still waiting for this draw to start. It's always the same. They milk it like a cow. Would you like Lazio? Says Tick. I don't want any Spanish teams because we played Barcelona last year and we played a lot of Spanish teams last year. So I don't want any Spanish teams. I would like us to get at least one difficult game. Look, my ideal draw, realistically, I wouldn't complain if we got Bayern Munich and then we got Union Berlin and Copenhagen. I think I'd be quite happy with that because you expect to qualify, but you get the test against a good club. Would you shave your hair off if United win the Champions League, says Alan? Look, I predicted United are going to win the Champions League at the start on my Premier League predictions, but I didn't think United were going to shit all over the transfer window at that point. I still thought that they would do some business. And the fact that we haven't is incredible. I mean, literally, I never would have thought I could have gone on holiday for the whole of August and not miss any transfers. And basically, that's what's happened. Good man, Mark. Thanks for all you do. Love the podcast, by the way. Apologies if already mentioned, but what's happening with Eric Bailly, says Brian. Eric Bailly and Donny van der Beek are still here. Yeah, they're still here. So I don't know how long they will be here, but they are still here. I've already accepted that this season and the upcoming one will be failures just to save my mental health. I'll be surprised if we even break into the top 6, says Saki. You can't get Berlin and Bayern, says Michael. You can't. You're right. You're absolutely right. Right, there is something happening with balls here. Joe Cole has got some balls in his hands. He's twisting them, and here we go. He opens up a number. It's Bayern Munich. I mean, this is just to put them in the pots. Mohammed doesn't want Sevilla. I don't bloody want Sevilla as well, Mohammed. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you with that one. Man United is the only team who could get 5 players and not strengthen the team, says Matthew. Arshed loves the content. Just while we're waiting for this to happen, by the way, somebody just said they love the podcast. Episode 4 was out on Tuesday. Check it out. Goldbridge Saves Football. Links in the live chat. Give it a download while you're waiting for the draw to start and get it ready for later. And also, if you're on Spotify and you listen, please do give us a follow on Spotify and also leave us a comment, because I've just figured out a way that we can put the comments underneath the podcast. So we're going to use the comment section on the podcast for future episodes now instead of the community tab on YouTube. The draw has started. Yep, it has. Keep the podcast going, says Toby. We're loving the podcast. It's great. I'm loving doing something a little bit different. The draw has started, but they're just putting teams into pots at the moment. So it's a bit boring, the first round, because they've just put Bayern Munich's in pot A, Napoli's in pot C, Sevilla's in pot B. Marcus says, could you clarify which players are staying due to club incompetence and which are staying due to forcing the club's hand? I'm not totally sure, says Marcus. Well, McTominay was up for sale. He's staying. Maguire was up for sale. He's staying. So therefore, it's up to them. It's not up to the club. Donny van der Beek is still here. I think he will go. Dean Henderson and Williams have gone now. So it's really just those 3 at the moment. Eric Bailly as well. This club makes me more and more annoyed by the day. Top 4 looking impossible with this incompetency. Podcast has been getting me through. Loving it, says Bailey. Great. Love the podcast. Positivity there. Benfica in pot D. Feyenoord in pot E. I suppose what this bit does is it tells you which pot you want to go in, don't you? So pot A, as we said, is Bayern Munich. Pot B is Feyenoord. Pot B is Sevilla. Pot C is Napoli. PSG have just come out. I think they're going to go into pot E. I got my PS5 today. Got home without getting mugged, so at least I can win the quadruple with United and EA Sports, says Hugh. Is it still difficult to get older PS5s? Keep Bailly, put Maguire in the reserves, says Rob. Stupid thing is, Bailly is better than Maguire. It's hilarious, isn't it? Group not pot, sorry. Man City, we can't get them anyway. Mark, so all we can rely on is to get Amrabat and that's it. One and done for the transfer window, says Scott. That's it, mate. That's it. Man City are in Group G. And finally in Group H, we've got, I can't think who's not come out. Barcelona. There we go. I can't see anyone leaving now, and we will get Cucurella and Amrabat on loan, says Mojo. Mojo, Slow Sports News. We're not getting Cucurella, we're getting Reguilon. It's been breaking in the last half an hour. A club on mortgage, getting players on mortgage. Surprise, surprise, says Mojo. And Stefan says, it's my birthday today, and as a present, United gave me anxiety. Happy birthday, Stefan. Madrid haven't been drawn yet. No, we're moving into pot B now. Pot 2 now. Mark, thinking of starting an OnlyFans under the name Mark Gold Penis with your blessing. This is a joke. Please don't ban me. Just trying to spread some humour, says Inbred Yeti. We all need a bit of humour. Loving the background shelves, Mark, says Mohammed. We're always trendsetters, aren't we? I mean, I had a green screen and everybody copied a green screen. And then I moved rooms and I was going to use a green screen and I had some shelves and I decided to keep them. And I've actually seen other content creators now having shelves behind them. And I'm like, oh my God. You know what? I've actually seen a few rival fan channels and United fan channels, the shitty small ones, who literally copy the way we do our graphics. It's hilarious. And then they start trying to do analogies as well. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. My advice is get an original idea like I did at the start and you might grow big. Mark, EAFC is basically a copy of Football Manager, says Tony Bain. And gifted the membership, Darren, thank you. Here we go. Will you show the draw? Is it just your reaction, says Ryan? I don't have the rights to the Champions League, mate. Otherwise, I probably would. Let's see what happens here. Fingers crossed, everyone. We might actually get bought by Guitar, says Smoggy. So we're good to go here. Joe Cole is drawing someone. Not literally. So Dortmund have come out. They can't go into Bayern Munich's pot. So where are they going to go? Here we go. Here we go, everybody. So, just about to put Dortmund into a group here. Of course, Dortmund are in pot 2 with us. They're going to go into Group F, Dortmund, which is PSG. That'll be a good game. PSG against Dortmund. Right, Joe Cole, he wants to move quick. Are you beefing with other channels? I've always wondered if you never featured, why you never featured in other channels, says A1. I don't beef with anybody, mate. I don't beef with anybody. We just do our thing. Joe Cole couldn't draw curtains, says Glenn. Arsenal are out. Not yet. Wait till the last round of 16, but they're out of the pot. Arsenal here. Will they get Bayern Munich? A lot of Arsenal fans think they're going to get Bayern Munich. Arsenal are out of the pot. Where are they going to get? You've set the benchmark, Mark. Everyone follows the market leader, says Mojo. It's a good question. Why don't you collaborate with other content creators? I mean, I've done things like Sidemen and stuff, and I do stuff, but a lot of them are just scared. Announce Sancho, says Kubo. It's fear, a lot of them. Pot B. That's a good draw for Arsenal. That's Feyenoord, isn't it? Sevilla. No, that's not too bad for Arsenal. It's good for us because I don't want Sevilla. So quite happy with that. Feyenoord's still there. That's the one a lot of people... I think a lot of people in the chat. Who do you want? Who do you want? Atletico Madrid have come out. Would you rather start Fernandes or get Reguilon, says Sam? I'd start Fernandes. I think Reguilon's a waste of time. I'd love to know what new signings are told. I mean, look, we're getting a player who's shit to fill a squad hole, aren't we? Andy says, I'd love to know what signings are told about United's plan and overall ambition because our transfer dealings aren't reflective of an ambitious club, says Andy. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of people want Feyenoord, a lot of people want Bayern. Even Captain Booze says he likes Barcelona. Best United channel by a mile. Let the haters hate. Let's hope they sell the club before they put us into big financial fair play problems, says Carl. Atletico Madrid are in Feyenoord's group. So we're going to get a tough team. We're going to get a tough team. Feyenoord have gone. So that means it's Benfica, Bayern Munich, Napoli or Barcelona for Manchester United. Remember that. It's Benfica. Man United, here we go. Here we go. United are getting Champions League this season, Mark, says Liam. We're just about to find out whose group we're in. Remember, it could be Benfica, Bayern, Napoli or Barcelona. Let's see who we're going to get. A is Bayern. C is Napoli. Is it going to be an A? Is it going to be an A? We can't get PSG. They're already in Dortmund's group. It's Bayern Munich. Come on. Get in. I wanted that. Manchester United. Bayern Munich. Come on. Come on then. I'm happy with that. That's not even fake. I wanted that. Get in. Get in. Harry Kane, here we go. I really wanted Bayern. I really did. People will say you're weird. I actually really wanted that. That's going to make the group stage so bloody exciting now. 2 games against Bayern Munich. A real challenge. I'm over the moon with that. I'm over the moon with that. Look, people are saying we're going out, but you want to play good teams. We're here for a good time, not a long time. I'm fed up of hiding against. We want Feyenoord and all this, that, and the other. We want a good team. And ultimately, if you're negative, saying we're going to get battered, well, is it not better that we get exposed for what we are, good or bad? You think about the game against Arsenal on Sunday. Would you rather, if we're shit, get beat 5-0 or we scam a 1-0 win? I'd rather we scam a 1-0 win. But ultimately, the truth will out. We're either good enough or we're not good enough. I don't want us to hide against crap teams because we'll get to the last 16 and get smashed anyway. Let's be what we are. I'm quite happy with that draw. Mark celebrating getting pumped and knocked out, says Moses. It's got nothing to do with it. I look forward to these games. I'm looking forward to Sunday. I look forward to Anfield. I look forward to Liverpool at Old Trafford. I look forward to the Manchester Derby. And I look forward to Bayern Munich home and away much more than I would Feyenoord. Would you rather Donny get more game time than McTominay? Now it looks like they're both staying. I don't think Donny's staying, is he, my red? I don't think so. Colin says, Mark, Bayern are going to plough Man United back to the Europa. Well, there is always that positive, isn't there, that we could be back in the Europa League. Let's see if we can get better than Arsenal's 10-2, says Zeus. You're all writing Ten Hag off. The one thing about Ten Hag is he defies logic, doesn't he? Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got 43,000 people watching here. We've drawn Bayern Munich so far. Manchester United in Bayern Munich's group. And Arsenal are in Sevilla's group. One thing I haven't mentioned is Newcastle, who are in pot 4. So Newcastle could get a really bad draw. Why are Newcastle in pot 4? Because they've got no European football pedigree to put them in a higher pot. Man City have drawn Leipzig again. Right, we're moving on to pot 3 here. They're moving quite quick. I like it. Hi, Mark. The transfer team do nothing all window and wait until the end to manipulate the fans into thinking the transfer window has been a success, says Arthur. If you're tuning in a little bit late, obviously we've got the 8 o'clock show to talk about Man United. I'm going to preview Arsenal and the transfers as well. Final day of the transfer window tomorrow. But a bit of news that I had this afternoon from someone close to the club is that United are purposely waiting until the very end of the window to announce Amrabat because they know they're not going to do anything else. And they want to spin a positive. So they're waiting on that Amrabat deal right till the end of the window. And the feeling is they've been waiting to do this on purpose for weeks. Hi, Mark. Thank you very much, Arthur. We can beat Bayern. They have cracks in their squad, says Jack. You know what? I think it'll be a great game. I watched Bayern Munich play City last year. And I actually thought Bayern Munich gave City the toughest test in the Champions League. Unfortunately, Upamecano was at centre-back and they had no striker. They've now bought Kim Min-jae and Kane in. So Bayern Munich will be a very, very interesting game. Real Madrid have got Napoli as well. Some interesting games here. Who do we want from pot 3? Well, the choices for United in pot 3 to be in Bayern Munich and United's group are Shakhtar, Salzburg, Italy. Milan. Not Italy. Yeah, the national team. Braga, PSV, Lazio, a team from Serbia that I can't pronounce. Frunestedt and Copenhagen. There's nobody that can't be in our group there because there's no English or German teams in it. So, Shakhtar Donetsk here. Keep an eye out for pot A. Group A. Man United are in Group A. Shakhtar. Bit of travelling with Shakhtar. Normally a bit of snow. I don't know whether we get to play in Shakhtar because of the war, the Russia-Ukraine war. I don't know where they play their games at the moment. Jack wants Copenhagen. I wouldn't mind Copenhagen. I'm just glad that we haven't got a Spanish team. You know, travel-wise, it's good. Hamburg are apparently in here. We can't get them. No, they're not. They're not. No. Hamburg aren't in this. That's Salzburg. So Shakhtar are going to go into Group H, not Group A. That's United. So we don't get Shakhtar. Shakhtar playing Romania at the moment, says Sim. Legend. Thanks for the update. This is a Serbian team I know nothing about, and I can't even pronounce it. So, FK Crvena Zvezda. I think that's how you do it. Crvena Zvezda. We're obviously going to get them now. Oh, Shakhtar playing Hamburg. Sorry. It's Red Star Belgrade. We can get these. Group A. I want Milan, says D. And we're not getting Red Star. The team from Serbia is Red Star. They won the Champions League back in the day, says Viana. I should know that. I've certainly had that conversation before. Excuse my ignorance. I should know that. I'm disappointed with myself, and I will take myself outside for a sit on the naughty step after the show. So we won't be getting Red Star. They've gone into a different group. PSV. We can get PSV. I saw that Sangari's going to Nottingham Forest, actually. I read that today. They smashed Rangers last night, didn't they? Let's see. Could go into Group A. PSV. Let's have a look. Now into Group B. Yeah. We're not getting PSV. They're in Arsenal's group. Arsenal got Sevilla and PSV. There's no glory in hoping for easy matchups. Man United might not be ready for glory against the top teams, but we won't know if they don't try. I love that statement, Michael. I've never liked that. I've never liked the easy group or the easy draw. Now, AC Milan, if this happens, I've jinxed us, because I said I wanted Bayern Munich, AC Milan and Galatasaray or Celtic. If we get AC Milan, we're going to the Munich Arena, is it? Allianz, and we're going to the San Siro. If that happens. Let's see. Why can't we get AC Milan? Apparently we can't even get AC Milan. Well, somebody said we can't get them. Why? Why couldn't we have AC Milan? Have they messed up again? Because Inter and Napoli are already in the Group 4 of pots, more than 2 Italian teams can. I don't know. I don't understand that. Apparently we couldn't even get them. We can get Salzburg, I think. Apparently it's to do with Napoli and Inter. Well, we're not getting Salzburg. So can we figure out who we're getting now? Still got Braga. Probably going to get Braga then, aren't we? Or Copenhagen. We could still get them. It's a TV thing, says Travis. Yeah, it's weird. So we can't get Lazio either then. Oh, they're trying not to let teams from the same country play on the same evening. Yeah, we can't get Lazio. They've gone in. So we should be getting... I'm figuring this out. We should be getting Copenhagen here or Braga. TV rights stopped us getting AC Milan. How ridiculous is that? How can you have a credible draw with integrity when you can't get AC Milan because of TV rights? Give us a tough group. Let's see what we're made of, says Bailey. Well, we couldn't have AC Milan because of TV rights. It's bloody ridiculous. Ridiculous. I wanted AC Milan. Braga or Copenhagen, we should be able to beat both of them. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. It wasn't because of Inter and AC Milan being in the same draw, same ground, because we didn't get AC Milan. We've drawn, I think we've drawn Copenhagen here. Yeah, Copenhagen. So United probably got away with it here. Probably the easiest team we could have got. Which puts Braga as the last one. We're not getting Braga, we're getting Copenhagen. Braga are going into Napoli and Real Madrid's group. Alex says we've got a chance. Well, yeah, we could get smashed by Bayern Munich home and away now and just beat Copenhagen and whoever else we get shit from this final pot. Although, in that pot, Galatasaray are there. Sociedad are there. We can't get Newcastle. Celtic are there. Union Berlin, Antwerp, Lens, Young Boys. I think we all know who we're going to get. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. And just while we're having a little bit of a break here, can I just shout out the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football podcast. Link is in the live chat. Please give it a download and a follow on Spotify. Really appreciate everyone who's getting involved with it. We're giving a prize away on the podcast on Tuesday, which we're very excited about. Just give it a download now. You can give it a listen later. Højlund will play against his homegrown team, Copenhagen. That'll be fun, says Mario. And we've done that one from Nathan. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Ben says the podcast is amazing. Keep up the great work. I have to keep promoting it because some people aren't aware that we're doing a podcast. We're already on episode 4. We had Ben Foster on this week. And yeah, the great thing about a podcast is you can just download it and listen to it at your leisure. Logan says Sky News Reguilon deal. Logan, slow sports news. We spoke about it about an hour ago. We know. We already know. There is an 8 o'clock show, yes. It's meant to be a preview for Arsenal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Don't want Sociedad, says Al. I really don't want Sociedad. It feels like we play them every week, doesn't it? We will be having other guests on, yes, Michael. Do you think Liverpool would have had a successful rebuild if they get Gravenberch and a centre-back? Yes, Baltic. I'd be quite happy if I was a Liverpool fan, as long as you keep Salah. Højlund brothers again, a battle in Copenhagen, says Adam. Lovely city, Copenhagen. Munich and Copenhagen in the autumn. 2 good trips. Is Liverpool in the same group as Madrid, says Kyle? No, if you're a Liverpool fan, midday tomorrow's your draw. And Thursday night, keep them free. I don't know why I'm saying this. It could be us. Oh my God. Sociedad can only go in Group A or D. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Aviva la España. We're heading back to Spain. Hola. Kane smashes United to Santiago. Wait for 99 videos from the United PR now, says Man Meat. Here we go. This is Group A. We're getting Sociedad. Por favor. Non-Sociedad, por favor. Hey! Arriba! I don't know whether that's Spanish. 7, we haven't got them. They've got into Salzburg, Milan and Benfica's group. That was a bit of a group of death, really. Yeah, we haven't got Sociedad. I will take that. I will take that and Partey. I'll take that and Thomas. Joe Cole looks like he's making a paper aeroplane then. Well, we can't get Newcastle. They've just come out. Yeah, nobody wanted Sociedad. Nobody wanted Sociedad. I'm telling you now. Listen up, Mark. I've been to Spain. I go to Spain every week. That was a poor Ricky impression. Thanks to anyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please click that subscribe button if you're new. Get involved with the United Stand. It's free to do it. What do we got? What do we got? What's going on? Newcastle. Here we go. Newcastle have got PSG, Dortmund and AC Milan. Bye-bye, Newcastle. Away the lads. You're out. You're out. The fog on the Tyne is going to consume you. I mean, look, I hope Newcastle do well in the Champions League, but that's a tough group, isn't it? That is a tough group for Newcastle, let's be honest with you. I think they might be going out. Gonna meet your dance. Gonna meet Galatasaray. Oh, I tell you what, I wouldn't fancy that as an away, but if you safely want to watch it on the telly, it's a hell of an atmosphere, Galatasaray, and they've made some good signings, haven't they? Isn't Zaha there now? Yeah, interesting. This could be interesting. This could be United and Galatasaray. Would you want that? It'd certainly be a game full of passion. Be a tough game. I tell you what, it'd make the group tough if we got Galatasaray. Copenhagen's probably an easy couple of wins. Oh, no. Man United. That's a tough group. Galatasaray. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That is tough. Look, I remember, I'm old enough. I'm old. I remember United playing Galatasaray in the 90s. Cantona, Brian Robson. It was a hell of a night. It was a hell of a night. I think we lost as well. City always get an easy group. It's ridiculous. But then again, City are very good. So, you know, they make it look good. But Galatasaray, let me just tell you what the Galatasaray team looked like at the weekend. Because a lot of people will be going, I don't know much about Galatasaray, Mark. What can you tell me about them? And I say, I'll tell you this. They played in a qualifier to get through, and they beat Molde, and their team consists of people like this. Icardi, Mertens, Tete. I thought, is that not where... I thought Zaha went there. Am I getting... Did Zaha go to Galatasaray? Have I got that mixed up? Matt is still there. Fred's at Fenerbahce. Yeah, Fred's not there. Yeah, apparently Zaha is there, but he didn't play for them last night. Let's have a look at their team in the week. They've got Torreira, Icardi, Mertens. Yeah, I think I don't know whether ZX's there. I don't know. That's a tougher group than I would have probably wanted, but it's certainly a very interesting group. And there's some interesting travels there. Turkey, Galatasaray, Copenhagen, Bayern Munich. Yeah. Think there are any similarities between the Mount and Di Maria signings, both given the number 7 jersey and he had to play a new role, says Nate. I want Mason Mount to do well, but it was a disgrace giving him the number 7 shirt. How you give a Chelsea player the number 7 shirt at United straight away, it's just ridiculous, but that's not Mount's fault. The best midfielder in the world, welcome back, Mata, says Ricky's grandson. Yeah, so we know United's group now. We get Bayern Munich, we get Copenhagen, and we get Galatasaray. It could have been easier. It could have been slightly harder, but I would, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being easy and 10 being hard, I'd probably give that a 7.5. I'd expect United to progress because we'll beat Copenhagen home and away. Bayern Munich games will be interesting. It's the Galatasaray ones, really. You'd expect us to beat them at home but the away game will be very difficult. Funny how you're excited about Bayern but worried about Galatasaray, says Basil. Well, I think Bayern Munich are one of the giants of Europe, so you're excited about playing them. I think Galatasaray is a difficult, that I don't want to be in the Europa League in February. Like, I want to be in the Champions League. And my thought process was, yeah, Bayern Munich, we might lose one of those. But the Galatasaray one makes it difficult. But I still expect us to go through. We should still be favourites to go through. Europa League draw is tomorrow. So Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Arsenal should be all right. Sevilla, Eindhoven and Lens. Newcastle's group looks really tough, I've got to be honest. I think Newcastle are going to have a really, really, really interesting season, aren't they? Dependent on what happens against Brighton at the weekend. But Newcastle in a group with AC Milan, Dortmund and PSG. I mean, Newcastle fans will be loving that. They'll just love being in the Champions League. I don't know whether Eddie Howe will love that group. It could have been easier. Especially when you look at Man City's group. Man City, Leipzig, Red Star and Young Boys. It's Man City. You compare that Man City group to Newcastle's group and you just go, wow. Wow. A bit of positive news. Cake says that Galatasaray looked weak against Molde. But look, I'm happy with that group. It's a good group and it's certainly entertaining. I think if I was a Man City fan, they're not going to fill the ground for those games. They're not going to fill they won't fill the ground against Young Boys. They won't fill the ground against Red Star. It's a boring group for Man City. I would rather have our group than Man City's group. I don't want easy games. I want entertainment. That's what we want. Bayern Munich, Galatasaray. They're going to be really big games. Matters not at Galatasaray anymore, says Chris. I don't know. It's a classic City group, says Stevie Mac. Barcelona's... I haven't really looked at the other groups, really. But we're in the draw. That's all that matters, says Anne. Corey says, I've started to realise how salty Mark actually is. You're probably a fan of another club, mate. This is the United stand. There's a big clue that it's to do with Manchester United. Couldn't give a toss about Man City. Which group's Liverpool in, says Best. City have got a very easy group. Yeah, but look, to be honest with you, you could put Man City in the PSG, Dortmund and Milan group, and I still think City are going to win that group easily. City are the best team in the world at the moment. But I'm pretty happy with our draw. I think there's some ties to look forward to there. We'll await those fixtures coming out. I don't think they come out straight away. I'll just have a quick look to see if they've put them out yet. I don't know in relation to who we're going to play first. No, they haven't got them out yet. But do we play Bayern first? Do we play Copenhagen first? I don't know how that works. Apparently they're going to come out on Saturday. I don't know. Europa League draw is tomorrow. Yeah, the fixtures come out on Saturday, says Chris. Thanks for that. Right, we are back at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go and get something to eat. And we will convene back at 8 o'clock for the latest United news. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. And let me just have a look if there's any... news breaking. Obviously, we're not getting Cucurella. We're going to get Reguilon. That's what's going to happen there. United have messed that up as per. And yeah, that's where we are with that. Amrabat will happen tomorrow, apparently, right at the end of the window. Everybody take care. 41,000 people live is crazy, says Luca. Mate, I think BT or whatever they called, they had 250,000, but then again they did have the live stream of it, so I'm pretty happy with that. Amazing community that we've built. You never surprise me. You are amazing. I will see you all back at 8 o'clock. Please check out the podcast on your way out. The link's in the live chat, or search Goldbridge Saves Football. If you're not aware of the podcast, please do give it a download and a listen. Give it a follow. Leave a comment. Really appreciate your support. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a weekly podcast that's going to be out every week now. Take care, everyone. Speak to you all in a bit.